has sort of opened up again. And but today's webinar is on our February walking challenge. And I have to apologize because it turns out that I picked the worst month in like probably 3 years for snow and ice. So if you're sitting here thinking, well, I only went out, you know, a couple days, then you're not alone. I might be thinking the same thing too, but I don't want to completely confess to that. I guess, so like I said before 2 minutes ago, so find the chat in the QA section on your screen. I'd love this to be interactive because I'm going to ask you guys some questions. I don't have any slides prepared or anything. And so it would be great if we could get answers and I'm not just talking to myself the whole time, but I could probably do that too if I needed to. So first of all, I can hear somebody typing. If somebody wants to just mute their button, whoever that is, just make sure. But I guess my first, okay, so here I have I have somebody has responded to the chat. Somebody said, I want to thank you so much for this fantastic idea. Well, thank you. And I won't reveal any names if you guys send in things, just so you know, because we do want to protect people's privacy. But I guess my first question to you is, how has COVID changed your exercise regime? So while you guys are thinking about that and sending me some messages, I can tell you from talking to patients that, you know, gyms were closed for a while and now they're reopened, and a lot of people are anxious to work out in any kind of enclosed space, which I completely agree with. I have been paying a gym membership for now a year that I haven't stepped foot in. So I'm keeping that gym on life support because I do want it to be open at the end of all of this. But I know that for a lot of people that took away their main source of where they went exercising. So curious how people's exercise has changed since COVID. If anyone else has any thoughts on that. And I'll let you guys answer. Go ahead. So while people are setting that in, I can tell you how mine changed. I had I used to do an abs class at my gym like once a week. And then I did some elliptical maybe 2 or 3 other days. And then I walked a lot of the days that the weather was nice. And when this changed, my abs instructor started doing Zoom classes and has basically become an empire she has built, I would say, in the last year. She does classes now 5 days a week, and I've been doing those at home. I have invested, first I got just a yoga mat, but I found that wasn't soft enough, so then I got like a thicker mat. Then I got some free weights that are adjustable, so I've been slowly increasing the size of those, and then walking on the days that are nice. So that's kind of how my life changed. And let's see, so people are writing in, thanks guys. So somebody said, I used to walk with coworkers every day at lunch, and now I don't have that peer pressure. And that is so true. I think a lot of people walk with other people or worked out with other people or worked in classes. So that is really, really hard to have that peer pressure. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this movement challenge, because I wanted there to be that sense of community and like you were part of something, so you're a little more motivated. So somebody else wrote in, COVID changed me from gym exercise to daily walks in the early morning. Curious, why the early morning? Is it because of a work schedule, or you found it easier to be in a routine if it was at the same time? So if you want to write back a little bit more about that, we can come back. So in terms of the chat, oh man, the chat's blowing up. Thanks, guys. Okay, somebody said more walking my dog. Oh yeah, my dog has never gotten so much exercise as she has in the last year. She's getting like 4 walks a day, and a little more in-home elliptical. So I think for people who have in-home equipment, that has been helpful. I've had a ton of patients tell me they, you know, purchased a Peloton or something along those lines. Somebody else said, with nothing else to do, I started walking at Great Falls Park. Started less than a mile and up to 2 miles a day now, so that's great. Sometimes I have patients when they are putting in the time to do the extra mileage, to also increase the intensity. So, you know, pick up the speed a little bit. And somebody said, walking in good weather, nothing in 2021. So true. And then Travis just pointed out, Travis is one of our IT support people at the office, and he just said you can change the option to send it to only me if you want, so that it's not going to everyone, your comments. Let's see, what else? So some people said the challenge did help me outside, did help push me outside. Good. And then somebody said, oh, why the morning walks? I had asked, because I continue to work at home and try to be at my desk by 8 a.m. I lost 15 pounds walking 40 minutes daily, except on days with ice. Wow, that's impressive. I'm impressed. All right, so that was my first question, was how has COVID changed your exercise regime? And then let me see, what was, I had some ideas of things to get to. Oh, okay, so how many of you, and it's okay, if any of you, did anyone get outside all 28 days? Honestly, if you did, I'll be a little disappointed because it was pretty icy some days. So as a doctor, I probably wouldn't recommend that. But if anyone got out all 8 days of February, please let me know. I will say that I walked on the nice days, and the days that I didn't walk, I tried to make a point to do an at-home exercise video, because I found that was something that sort of made me feel like I wasn't completely betraying this challenge that I had sent you guys out on. So I guess, what did you guys enjoy about the movement challenge? I'm curious, like, was there something that either surprised you about it, or that you found that you enjoyed, or what did you like? So tell me some answers about that. I'd love to hear it. Somebody said they only missed 3 days. Okay, well, I'm impressed. And let's see, so somebody else said, I went outside every day, but I didn't walk very far on ice days. I danced to Motown music inside. I love that. Okay, and then somebody said I skipped one day by accident. So I went yesterday and said, I found 28 things on your list. It was so much fun. And then somebody said, not all, I don't walk on Monday and Wednesday. Felt good to know others were doing it. So that was actually one of my questions, is, were there days of the week where you found it difficult to walk? And I guess I asked this question because then it becomes a planning issue. Because for me, for example, I take an art class one night a week, and I mean, by the time I get home and I eat something and I get to the class, which is now online but used to be in person, I just know that day of the week I will never exercise. There aren't minutes in the day, and so that class for me is on Tuesday, and so that prompts me on Monday when I'm thinking, I'm not really in the mood to exercise, that I think, well, I can't tomorrow, so I really should do something tonight, or vice versa. If it's Wednesday and I'm like, well, I don't really feel like it, it's like, well, I didn't do it yesterday. So for me, it's Tuesdays and Fridays are hard days to walk. But if anyone else had other days to walk, if you have other hard days to walk, if there are ways that you can plan for those days, because I think part of exercising, this is what I tell my patients, is, exercise is like brushing your teeth. It should get to a point where you don't live a life without it, and so you plan for it. Like, you say, I'm going to go to do 30 minutes 5 times a week, or whatever goal you set for yourself, and then you actually plan it. Because if you just say that, it's never going to happen. What you say is, okay, like on Monday, I'm going to do it in the morning before work, and therefore on Sunday night, I'm going to pack my bag and have everything ready, or put my outfit out. You have to plan for these things, otherwise they don't happen. So let's see, somebody else is writing in. Somebody said, I liked that you were looking for something, and that gave me purpose. Okay, so that's what you enjoyed. Anyone else have anything they enjoy? Something else said, mental challenge of looking for something. So, okay, so that sounds like that was it. Actually, one day I was walking and I smelled, it smelled like Chipotle, the fast food place, and I thought, oh, that's one of the challenge items is to smell somebody's cooking. And so I kind of thought that was cool. Okay, so what did you guys find challenging about the challenge? So what you enjoyed and what you found challenging. Oh, here's another enjoyed. I was more aware of my surroundings because of what I was looking for. I have to say I felt that way too. I think I had one that was about house shutters, red shutters, I think. And I noticed like 5 houses on one walk with red shutters. And I was like, oh, okay. Not something I would have noticed otherwise. And okay, so what else was challenging, guys? Anything else that you found hard about this besides the fact that it was icy 18 days of February? Yeah, somebody just said that. Challenging, getting out every single day, bad weather was a disappointment. I know, guys, like usually February has a few like nice days and rarely more than a handful of days of snow, but we really had some bad ones. Somebody said challenging to be patient enough with myself until I was able to go longer distances. Yes, you cannot go from 0 to 60 without training. But at the same time, you're never gonna get to the big distances unless you build it. Okay, and then let's see. What was the most exciting thing that you saw on your walk? Somebody told me they saw a hawk, and they were very excited about that. But anyone else? What was the most exciting thing that you guys saw? The hawk. Somebody else said the hawk. A huge dog that looked like a bear, but was actually a dog. Well, that sounds like a giant dog. Anyone else see anything? A family of deer in my backyard and a hawk. I know around here we have so many deer. Yes, those are all exciting things. I actually, one time I was walking the woods in Poolsville. So, a little bit of a drive from I live in Kensington, but a little bit of a drive. And one time my husband and I were walking in the woods in Poolsville, and over us flew a hawk carrying a squirrel. And all I saw was the squirrel, and all my husband saw was the hawk. And then we compared notes after because I was a little traumatized. It was so low. It was only a few feet above our head. It was kind of taking off. But yeah, so that, those kinds of things, when you look for them and you see them, it's neat. Oh, somebody said stars and a full moon. That's so poetic. Somebody got out at night. Yeah, so that's another thing. So I started this because I am a walker, and one thing I found that's very important for walking is you need to have the right gear because you don't want to be cold. So you need to have waterproof shoes on the wet days. You need to have a good coat on the cold days. You need to have, I have fleece lined leggings nowadays. And having the right gear is so important for getting out, a rain jacket, whatever. And then the other thing that is so important is not being afraid of, it depends on you and your health issues and things, but not being afraid of the dark, because, around here it gets dark at 4:45 on winter days. So I walk with a little light, you want to be safe with it, but just so that, you're not in danger of cars hitting you or anything else. But yeah, so getting out at night, I mean, it seems like for some people that sounds so foreign, but really, if you do it safely and you do it right, it can be very pleasant, especially in the winter months. I found that, as it gets colder, sometimes the Christmas lights come out, and I really find that to be a very joyful time in walking in the year. Even though it's cold, you have this silver lining. Let's see what else people are saying. There's a painted bunting building. I don't know what a bunting building is. Building a nest at Great Falls, and all the birders are out. More fun watching the birders than the actual birds. Oh, a painted bunting bird. I guess that's like a decoy. I don't know. Yes, people watching, so key, especially with, people have different levels of of comfort going out. Everyone nowadays, no one's cut their hair in 8 months. Nobody's dyed their hair in forever. So people definitely can be very interesting to watch. Somebody said, I saw foxes 3 days in a row and then none. Wow. A yellow-headed blackbird. Wow. Oh, a painted bunting bird is apparently a unusual bird for this area. Who knew? Let's see, what else? Somebody said a few snow people. Okay, cool. And then the challenge, a later sunrise and bought lights for my shoes. I didn't know there was such a thing as shoe lights, but now I know. Cool. You guys saw some good things. I feel like, you know, it's when you start looking for things, it's really amazing what you can see. And okay, so what else? What else are we? What was the hardest thing to find? Did anyone really find some things hard? Body of water. You know, maybe I wasn't so clear in that. I was thinking like a creek or something, or like you know, it didn't have to be like Lake Needwood. I mean, it really could have been, you know, Rock Creek. I know runs not far from where many people live. Potomac River, the canal. Although I think the canal was like mobbed on nice days this time. All right, and let's see, what would have made you more adherent to this challenge? You know, the challenge is to get out every day. What would have made that, besides the weather, because obviously this was honestly the hardest month, I think, of like the whole year so far. What would have made it easier to get out every day? A walking buddy. Now that is, yes, a walking buddy. Okay. So one thing I find that I like to do, and this is not for everyone, some people just like to walk with dead silence and just be in peace, but I find it helpful to listen to a podcast while I walk. And sort of the rule is like once I stop walking, the podcast has to stop. So sometimes that motivates me to keep going, or to listen to like a series of podcasts where it's almost like a long story, or like I also got Audible, and I had like a book on tape. And that made me want to go out because I wanted to listen, and so I wanted to leave. And so I thought that was something that helps getting out, but definitely a walking buddy is one of them. Doing it with people. Sometimes people, you know, like to talk on the phone while they walk. That's not for everyone. Some people, like I said, some people really just like the quiet. Somebody said if it was warmer, it would help, obviously. And then also listen to Audible books. So it's amazing how many hours you have in a day to listen to a book if you know, are doing something like this. Somebody said they're annoyed by how many discarded masks I see. That is true. That feels bad, you know, when you see that, because you know that it's a recent piece of trash, and so it's definitely, I find that upsetting too. It's not like you can say like, oh, that's probably been there for a while. Somebody said I would exercise more if I had more energy and more time. I realized that I would have more energy if I exercised more. Oh yeah, that's a little bit of a catch-22. You know, my tip for this would be that you don't need to make that much time. I mean, I think sometimes, and that's one of the nice things about not having a gym available. So, you know, at the gym, it's like you have to drive there, you have to change, you have to go to your workout, you have to come back, you change, you drive home, and it's like an hour and a half affair. Whereas walking, you know, from start to finish is 30 minutes or so, if even. And so what I tell people to do who feel like they really don't have time is, one, you have to plan for it, right? I said that earlier. You can't just say it'll happen and it'll happen. It's never going to happen. The other thing is just start with 15 minutes. You know, just put your shoes on and say, I'm just going to walk around the block. And you would find that on a nice night, you keep going. Or maybe one day you just walk for 15 minutes and the next day you walk for 30, and then maybe on a Saturday or Sunday you walk for, you know, longer. So don't feel like it needs to be a giant commitment, because I think that's where people also get into an issue with exercises. They think of it as this huge amount of time in their day. But really, 20 minutes every day is 140 minutes a week of exercise, and you try to get to 100. The goal is 150 minutes a week of exercise that changes the way that you breathe. So it doesn't need to be, you know, some huge cumbersome amount of time. Somebody else said, let's see, some comments coming in. Encountering people without masks was annoying. Yeah, especially when they're not in, when they're very close to you. All right, somebody said Montgomery County Parks had a virtual bingo for January and February. I didn't find anything yet for March. That's interesting. And some other things in here. Weekly reporting and tracking my progress to the group. Not to be competitive, but accountable. Yes, being accountable is definitely motivating. Okay. So I guess on that question of tracking progress, where did you track it? Did you track like using a Fitbit, or track, some people track in their Apple Watches, or, you know, when you say tracking, was it just writing it down and checking off boxes of the list, or what is that? Okay. And I guess another question is, and this is maybe more of a question for, actually that's for the end, I'll come back to that. Did you do any other forms of exercise during this month, you know, on the bad days? Anyone do anything else that you were motivated to do? Oh, somebody said they use the list of items as a task list. Okay. And uh-oh, I think I closed, I may have done something here. I closed out something, my chat. Might be bad, guys. The QA is still working. Uh-oh. Okay, so somebody said, okay, so send to the QA right now. It's like, oh no, here's my chat. Sorry guys, I'm losing my mind here. Smartwatch that tracks everything, but I also took pictures and wrote every activity down in a journal. Wow, that's A+ right there. Somebody else's daughter got them a step counter to keep track. Yep, that can be very helpful. Let's see what else people said. And so somebody, oh yeah, noted the date on the list and when they saw it, so they had completed the task. Okay. All right. Well, any other thoughts? I mean, I think, I didn't mean for this to be a giant webinar. I just sort of thought, you know, something at the end to sort of wrap up this activity. Any other thoughts? Anything else that you guys are like, oh, I really wanted to share that about this experience? Oh, somebody said they liked it and please do it again. Okay. I have to think of, it's hard to come up with like 30 things for a list. So if you guys have ideas, send them in, I'll write them down. Because I'm trying to think how to keep this going. I mean, I guess we could do repeats and you could try to go and walk in different areas. Yeah, I think maybe we should do that. Okay, yeah. Okay, oh yeah, everyone really liked it. Oh, that's great, guys, thanks, I'm glad. do you have any other, does anyone have any creative ideas of how to, I mean, should I just do the same things on the list? Or, I mean, obviously try to brainstorm some more, but anyone have any ideas of how to keep this fun and engaging? I'm trying to think myself what keeps me going. I mean, I think when the weather is nicer, it's always easier. Podcasts, like I said, sometimes I call a friend. I got AirPods. I don't know if any of you guys, I don't have them sitting on my desk. Usually I do, but these are the iPhone cordless headphones. And at first I thought they were completely ridiculous. Like, I think they're $150. And I remember my husband got them for me as a gift a few years ago. And the first thing I said to him was like, what a waste of money. We have headphones with the wires, blah, blah, blah. And I have to say, after maybe 3 days of wearing them, I love them. I love not having a cord, especially when you're walking. You don't get tangled, you don't drop your phone. Your phone can be deep in a pocket. It doesn't need to be, or like I have a new baby, so I have a stroller. So like the phone can be in the stroller and my headphones can be on. I love that. So that is something that has made it easier. Like I said, having the right gear, like having the raincoat that actually is waterproof, having warm dry shoes key. That also is that helps me get moving. All right, other comments coming in. Somebody said I'm a good presenter. Thanks, guys. Oh, things to hear as we walk. That is a brilliant idea. You see, I'm not really an auditory person, so that's a great idea. Like to hear, yeah, we could do like airplanes or, I mean, there's tons of things people hear. That's great. Love that. Okay. And then somebody said, are AirPods dangerous for your brain? You know, I don't know why they would be any different than regular headphones or a phone, because they use Bluetooth in addition to being headphones. So I don't think that they would be any different from regular headphones. I will say that sometimes after I wear them for a while, I think my ears are a little small, and so sometimes the ears can be a little sore from the bigger pod. But what else? And in the beginning of the pandemic, I saw a lot of patients who had ear complaints who were wearing headphones for a long time. I think because you trap moisture in there, some people can get, like, sounds gross, but fungal infections. So, you know, I mean, I think, you know, take a break from them, but if you're going to be wearing something like that a few hours a day intermittently, it's fine. Somebody said, I told a lot of people about this. They were all amazing, creative, and special it was. I didn't do it for exercise as much as it gave me something fun to do every day during this dark time. Thank you. Well, that is so nice. Agree, yes. So, you know, for people who are trying to lose weight, I always tell my patients that weight loss is all about, I mean, really is about what you eat. It's not about the exercise. You know, a pound to lose is 500 calories. And I mean, sorry, a pound is 3,500 calories. So you would have to burn 500 calories a day for a whole week to lose 1 pound. And to burn 500 calories is about probably 45 minutes to an hour of vigorous exercise. I mean, maybe 30 minutes if you're like jogging, I mean, like running. Whereas to eat 300 calories less a day for most people isn't very challenging, depending on what you eat already. I mean, of course, everyone's different. But the walking is much more, the exercise it's for everything else. It's for your heart, it's for your brain, it's for your lungs, it's for your self-esteem, it's for your mood. It is a little bit for your weight, but it's just a small piece. So I think it just helps. It makes everything feel better. I know that sometimes when I have a tough day at work and I come home and I'm stressed and I'm frustrated with human beings, just to go out for a 20-minute walk, you know, I think it helps. It helps me to not be negative the whole rest of the evening, because it's like by the time I come back from a walk, I feel like whatever I was worried about or frustrated about, for the most part, is significantly better. All right, somebody said, please share my messages and appreciation with whoever was involved in putting this together. Well, thank you. It was my idea and I made the list. Travis helps with IT. Michelle, our office manager, is supportive and helps with this. Jamie, who's with Privia, helps with the technology behind the things behind the scene. We need people to help email out those campaigns, and somebody puts together the link. So I know it seems like I just show up on the screen, you know, for a little bit of time and magically everything comes together, but it does take a lot of work to do these webinars behind the scenes. So I appreciate hearing that, because it is a lot. Ooh, kids playing, that's a good one. Yeah. All right, any last thoughts, guys? Because otherwise I think we're gonna wrap up. I don't want to just ramble, although it seems that I'm pretty good at it. So, and let me try to think if I have anything. I don't have any other questions that I think would be interesting. No, apparently I have nothing else interesting, guys. Just somebody said thank you, okay, and then just thank you. Okay, well, I'll hang out for a few minutes here, maybe another 5 minutes or so. So if you guys have maybe like 3 minutes, I don't know. If you guys have questions or anything, comments, please feel free to send them. I guess have a wonderful Wednesday. Today is a beautiful day, so get out there. I think it's gonna be 55 degrees today and sunny. And the days being longer, there's more time to walk. So, so get out there, put on your shoes and just go. All right, thank you, everyone. Like I said, I'll hang out here for a few minutes if anyone has any questions they wanted to ask me or anything else, but we are done for the day. Thank you. And then Dr. Holmes, who's one of our newer doctors who joined a little over a year ago, is going to pick up these webinars a little bit. I think we're going to have one at the end of the month with our gastro doctors and possibly our nutritionist, Lori. And I think we're going to try to aim for these about once a month with different topics. Oh, here's a question. Somebody asked about the COVID vaccine. I'll be honest, guys, this is controlled at the state and county level. So as a practice, we don't have any control over this. If we are able to get it, we will get it. You know, we will. If we can get it, we will, and we will let you guys know. You can look at the homepage of our website. We are updating that with any updates to let you guys you know, stay in the loop. So if you're ever confused, you can look there for the most updated sort of practice policy. But as far as when more vaccines will be coming to Montgomery County, like I said, that's controlled by the state health department and then the county health department. I don't have any control over that. I did hear on the news, I don't know if I believe this, that apparently President Biden said that we would have vaccine, there would be enough vaccines for everyone by the end of, I think I heard May, which just, I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I believe that. So stay tuned. I think, you know, I know people are really frustrated and searching, you know, on all websites, links, checking, everybody's waiting 40 minutes on hold or longer than hold. They're coming. I know. It feels like we were all waiting. You know, they announced that these were out in, what was it, end of November, December. And then here we are 4 months later without even our older patients being able to get it. So hang in there, I'd say. I can't, but I don't know anything more. All right, guys, it looks like we've reached the end. No more questions are coming in, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, get some stuff done before my afternoon patients. Yeah, so thanks everyone. Hopefully we'll do this in the future, maybe during some of the somebody said emailing the list of suggested ideas. On our homepage, if you go to the webinar, like if you scroll to the bottom of the homepage of the Rockville Internal Medicine website, there's a button for webinars, and on there, there's the current list with the items from this month. So look there. It'll be probably up for a couple more days before anyone takes it down. And then as far as if we do this again, I have to sort of make a decision on that. If we do this again, it'll come out in the email like it did this time, and it'll be posted on the website like it was. So that's probably your easiest way to find it. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Go outside and walk. It's a beautiful day. And I'll see you guys next time. All right. Take care. Thank you, everyone. All the panelists who are here. Jamie, I appreciate you being here. And I'll see you guys next time.